Hey guys, I was feeling real bored today, decided to get a bit creative and took some Donnie and Burke inspired material here and decided to make something. So this is me just smoothing out all of the fabric. I've decided to make a tube top dress, so I'm showing you guys. I kind of know my body measurements already, but you should take your bust, your waist, and your hips. And I'm folding the fabric that I folded in half to half again, or in half again, I should say. And because I already know my body, I know my measurements, I've cut it 1,000 times, I'm just going ahead and cutting. But for anybody making this, I would say know your bust, your waist, and your hips, and basically measure out 1 inch from your natural measurements, and then cut. So now this is basically the fabric. I'm folding it now back into two, and as you can see, it's perfectly cut down and looks like my body shape already. So I'm cutting off this excess fabric as well. I'm gonna make a belt out of that later on. So I'm just lining everything up, and I'm getting ready to cut off the excess top fabric that I don't need. It's about 1 inch cutting off because I'm gonna put a hem on it, and now I'm just gonna pin the sides together here. All right, here we go. And once that's done, this is actually bias, elastic bias tape that I'm using to hem, or finish, I should say, my hems on this tube dress that I'm making. So I'm just going ahead and measuring it off the top and the bottom straight to the actual hem that I cut already, leaving about a 1/2 inch extra just to sew them together before I actually apply them. And I'm just marking that with a little T so I know that's the back. Now this is me here. I'm notching the top just so I know that that's the top piece for me to make. And anybody who likes my wig, I colored it myself as well. I'll have a little video up later on how to color your wigs on your own. I did the watercolor method for this one. This is me just sewing down my side seams here, taking the pins out as I go and sewing, and making sure every time I stop sewing I put my needle back down. That's very important. Please remember to always put your needle back down. All right, have one side done, gonna do the next side here, and I start at the bottom and I go right on ahead and get to sewing. Of course, put my needle down and thread to the back first, always. If you don't do that, it just causes problem with some tangling of your thread sometimes, or your needle getting stuck from your thread getting tangled up. So that's me sewing it, and here we have it put together. So I'm just gonna clean finish it off with my serger machine, where I'm just finishing off and cutting off all the ragged edge, making it nice and smooth and finished and professional looking here. So that's how one side looks. I'm gonna go to the next side and proceed to finish that edge off as well. Now once I finish the edges off, we're gonna go ahead and get to the top. And you'll see that, excuse me, sorry guys. You'll see that I'm gonna use that elastic tape I was talking about, elastic bias tape, to finish off the top. But before I do that, I didn't like how the seam looked. It looked very tight and bunchy, it looked like it was gonna pop. So I actually pulled it out, and I got right where the thread breaks at, and I went in there and readjust that stitch right now. That's what I'm doing here. So sometimes that happens. Just fix it as soon as you see the problem. It makes it easier later on. It's still serged together, so it's still clean finish. I'm just finishing off a better seam in there. And of course I back stitch at the beginning and end. So now this is me putting together the bias tape. I'm sewing it about a 1/2 inch back and forth 3 times. Now I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna pin it to adjust correctly to the side seams, because I want all my seams to be, basically I don't want any center seams whatsoever. So that's me adjusting each of the side seams for it, pinning it down, and boop, see, we got it good. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna sew about a 1/2 inch once again, because this is 1 inch wide, so I only want a 1/2 inch showing. So I'm gonna go and sew a 1/2 inch in to get rid of that 1 inch width. That's me doing that right here. All right then, so I'm almost done with that part. This is really, really easy. And after I finish this top part, I'm just gonna basically duplicate what I did to the top to the bottom. So after I straight stitch it on my regular sewing machine, I'm going to take it and bring it over back to the serger machine. And you'll see what I do in the serger, which basically, at this point, if I had brought my tags with me to the studio I was working at, I would have put my tag in it at this point, because this is basically just your finishing touches that you're really applying to your garment at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the serger. I'm gonna cut off the excess fabric that I don't want on it anymore, clean finish it, make it look nice and professional. It's really, really fast, as you can see. Then after I do that, I'm going to bring it back over to my main sewing machine, and I'm going to actually set the setting on zigzag, and I'm going to zigzag stitch this. And the reason why I zigzag stitch is because I still wanted to have a good stretch at the top without the thread breaking. Zigzag stitch is the best stitch to use if you want to still have a stretch, and it gives a little cool funky design, you know what I mean? And this is me just finishing off the zigzag stitch on the garment. Alright, cutting off, and I cut my threads. I use my little shears because it gets in your mess. And the big ones for the bigger threads or whatever. And then boom, that's it. That is the top. The top is done. So as you can see, that clean professional finish that I was going for, turn the camera down a little bit, it's too bright. That clean professional finish I was going for on the tube dress is done. Again, this is Dooney and Burke inspired fabric that I'm using here. I have on a Louis Vuitton inspired t-shirt dress that I made previously. Alright, so that's the bottom is done now. So now that the bottom is done, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the little fabrics and everything. I'm all done. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this look, and here we have the total look, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I decided to make some gloves to go with the look and a face mask. Why not? And I incorporated a waist belt like I said I would. So the whole look came out great. I really, really love it. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and tell me what you want to see me make next. Thanks.